Have you ever picked something up and just thought, wow, this just works? Like it was perfectly made just for you. Well, that feeling is no accident. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a secret framework that all the best designers use to create the products we absolutely love. Let's get into it.
No, seriously. Think about it for a second. That controller, maybe your favorite pair of shoes, or even that app you can't stop scrolling through. How do they get it so right? Is it just some kind of magic? A lucky guess?
Nope, it is definitely not an accident. There's a system behind it all, a checklist, a kind of secret code that helps designers turn a spark of an idea into an amazing finished product. And today, we're going to crack that code together.
So here's the game plan. We'll start by introducing this secret code. Then we're going to unlock what every single letter means piece by piece. And finally, I'll show you how you can start using it like right away. You ready?
Okay, so this secret code, it's called ACCESSFM. I know, it kind of sounds like a radio station, right? But it's actually the ultimate checklist designers use to analyze, critique, and create pretty much any product you can think of.
So what is it really? ACCESSFM is an acronym. Each letter stands for a super important area that a designer has to think about. You can think of it like 8 essential questions they have to answer to make sure a product is going to be a home run. This is their secret weapon.
All right, let's start cracking this thing open. We're going to break down the first 4 letters, A, C, C, and E. And trust me, by the end of this part, you're going to start looking at everything around you in a totally new way.
First up, A is for aesthetics. This is all about the vibe. How does it look? How does it feel? Does it make you say, whoa, that's cool? The wild angular design of a Cybertruck, that's not a mistake. It's a very specific aesthetic choice made to get a reaction. Same with all the glowing lights on a custom gaming PC. It's all about appealing to our senses.
Next, C is for cost. And listen, this is way more than just the price tag. Of course, designers think about how much it costs to build something versus how much you'll pay for it, but they also think about the hidden costs. You know, an app like TikTok is free, right? But you're kind of paying for it with your time watching ads or with your data. So yeah, cost is way more than just money.
The second C stands for client. In other words, who is this actually for? You can't design something for absolutely everyone. A great designer knows exactly who they're aiming for. I mean, look at the whole Stanley Cup thing. Sure, it's a water bottle, but it was designed and marketed for a very specific client, someone who's all about social media trends and a certain lifestyle. It's not just a thing, it's part of an identity.
And E is for environment. This one is huge, especially now. A good designer has to think about the product's entire life. You know, from where the materials come from, to how much energy it uses, to what happens when you're done with it. An e-scooter might seem super green because it's not a car, but what about the battery? Where does it end up? A responsible designer has to think about that whole cycle.
Okay, halfway through the code. See? You're already starting to think like a pro. Now let's unlock the final 4 letters, S, S, F, and M.
The first S is for size. This is where we get into something called ergonomics, which is really just a fancy word for designing stuff to be comfortable and efficient for us humans. Is it too heavy? Too big to hold? The Nintendo Switch is just a masterclass in getting the size right. It's big enough to feel epic when you're playing at home, but small and light enough to toss in your bag. That's not luck, that's brilliant design.
The second S stands for safety, and it's like the invisible hero of good design. You usually don't even notice safety features until they don't work. Your phone charger, for example, is packed with little bits of tech to stop it from overheating or giving you a shock. The designer's job is to imagine everything that could possibly go wrong and build in protection so you never even have to think about it.
F is for function. This one's simple. What does this thing actually do? What is its main job? And how well does it do that job? Take TikTok and YouTube. They're both video platforms, right? But their core functions are totally different. TikTok is all about quick, viral, short-form fun. YouTube is built for longer, maybe more educational content. A clear function makes the design choices so much clearer.
And finally, we have M for manufacturing. Because look, you can have the greatest idea in the world, but if you can't actually make it, it's just an idea. Designers have to think about how their product is going to be built. What's it made of? What machines do you need? A pair of Nikes is designed not just for your foot, but also for the factory so they can be assembled efficiently by the thousands. And that's it. That is the entire code. Aesthetics, cost, client, environment, size, safety, function, and manufacturing. ACCESSFM. So now that you know it, what do you do with it? You are officially in on the secret. This isn't just a list of words, it's a powerful tool, like a decoder ring for the world around you. With ACCESSFM, you have a professional framework to look at literally any object and understand why it is the way it is. It's your key to unlocking the world of design.
Okay, I've got a challenge for you. Right now, just look around the room you're in, pick one thing. Your phone, a lamp, the chair you're sitting on. Try to decode it. Ask the questions. Who's the client for this? What's its main function? Why is it this specific size? Seriously, try it. You'll be amazed at the details you suddenly start to notice.
And I'll leave you with one last thing to think about. What do you think is more important in a design? Aesthetics, the way it looks, or function, the way it works? There isn't one right answer, and that's exactly what makes design so cool. Thanks for hanging out.